Hello and welcome to Hindustan Times Online, Desi Martini. My name is Sandeep, and today I've got two beautiful ladies with me. One who's extremely effervescent, and she is always bubbly, and she is rather right now in a very prim and proper dress. And I don't quite know whether she can actually camouflage the effervescence in her or not. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mona Singh, and the very beautiful, the Bengali beauty, Pulmi Ghosh. Hello to the two of you.
Hello, Sandeep.
Hi.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. Yeah.
That's just what you are. I mean, I don't really need to introduce you. Do you consider yourself to be lucky that you're a part of this industry and you actually can get, you get the opportunity to be a part of such wonderful roles?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, Sandeep. I feel super lucky. I feel as if I'm living my dream every day because this is all that I wanted to do. This is all that I used to always dream of, you know. So it's like a dream come true. New set, new character, new role, and then switch to another set, another character. You can play anything you want, you know.
Absolutely.
So I'm absolutely loving this whole new phase of web series and new stories.
You've also got to tell me, Mona, that in your last series, you played someone who was a part of a very complex relationship.
Yes.
And in this one, it's a paradigm shift for that matter.
Yes, it is.
How did you kind of change that, transform that mindset?
So, you know, it all depends on the story, on the director's vision, how well it is written. Of course, I was very nervous. First 30 days of shoot, and we shot for 30 days. Every day I was nervous because this is something I have never done before. And, you know, you have to sound very convincing as a scientist. So, yes, we did have workshops. We did do a lot of reading with the directors and actors. So you get into the skin of the character eventually. But yeah, like you said, coming from a complex relationship to playing a scientist is just two different worlds.
Exactly,
it isn't easy, and if it is easy, it is not worth it.
Even though you have been a part of the cinema world, for that matter, you have not really been in the focus. I mean, in the mainstream cinema. So with M.O.M, finally the fact that you are coming in front of the entire country in a big way, how does it feel?
Feels fantastic, you know. Like you said, I've been very lucky in the sense that I've been part of some films that have been very critically acclaimed, and they've said some wonderful stories. Yes, and while they may not have been sort of commercial in the commercial sense
Yes,
of it,
yes, absolutely.
it's now with Mom. Those films were also obviously celebrating something, you know, some
absolutely.
life story, and this is celebrating a feat of our country, which is so humongous that for me is the foremost kick. Is that to be putting forth a story that celebrates the women that put a satellite in Mars orbit, and the fact that I get to do that, you know, that in itself is a story that obviously needs to reach out to millions of people, and of course with all Balaji and now Z5. It is going to happen, and of course it gives me a lot of thrill to be part of that. Yeah.
Mona, you tell me, you have been a part of this industry, as I said in my earlier interview, and a lot of times when I met you. You have been a part of this industry since a fairly long time.
16 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, when you see the newbies and you've got to work with the newbies, how is the chemistry like? How do you kind of acclimatize yourself to the entire situation, and how do you make things work?
I don't see them as newbies, they're talent. And you always get to learn something from everyone that you work with, you know, because what they know I don't know, what I know they might not know. So there's a lot of learning and unlearning that happens on set. And
So you mean there is a give and take kind of an equation?
always, whether new actor or a veteran actor, they all have stories to tell, they all have new things to add, and which you need to catch on. So I feel really lucky to be working with all these young millennials.
Well, on that thought, young millennials, that's a bit exaggerated, you're still young.
Mentally perhaps.
Mentally.
All right, so what I'm trying to drive at right now is the fact that you said there is always a give and take kind of an equation that goes on. Somewhere, do you feel that there is a particular thing that perhaps you could perhaps understand a better way, in a better manner, which the other person, or due to lack of experience or whatever, is not really being able to grasp?
Yeah.
And there is a certain amount of gap as far as that is concerned, especially when the two of you are together in a scene.
Yeah. that's the time you reach out. That's the time you help, if help is needed. Otherwise, the director is there to help you out. Like when I was a part of Jassi, I didn't know how to take my light. I didn't know where the mark was. I didn't know what continuity is while you're talking and where your hands are going, and you got to remember all of that. So those are those things which the newbies don't really know. So we used to be telling them, "Arey, ye mark hai, wo light hai, aise karo." So everybody was working on a big project together, and that's how you work together.
Absolutely.
You can't put the other person down, "Arey, you don't know." You can't do all that.
All right, Pulumi, you tell me, how was the experience working with Mona, working with Sakshi, and all of these people who have been in the industry for a long time?
Well, in one word, it was a picnic. Like I was just telling somebody. I came in knowing that I was going to be working with Mona and Sakshi and Nidhi and this amazing bunch of actors that have done so much work. But I didn't expect any less than what I got because I knew they were going to be fantastic people. Because unless you are, you don't do the caliber of work that they have done. So you need a certain amount of consistency as a good human being to sustain the kind of work all of these people have done. So I've been immensely lucky, and I feel very, very grateful that I got to be part of it.
On that note, you've got to tell me a little bit about your role in the series.
So I play Megan Reddy.
Okay.
She is an absolute geek, and the only language that she ever understands is science. So she has, as they told me when I was first testing for the role, they said she's very high IQ, very low EQ. So it's one of those things that I was very kicked from the word go, because it took me back to my little science world when I used to be a science student. And,
So you like science?
I have a science background. So I was a science student, but I mean, not that. I won't say I was a rocket scientist, far from it. So this allowed me to be a rocket scientist, which that's the life of an actor, like you were saying. You get to be so much.
I play Maushmi Ghosh. She's a Bengali, a scientist, a go-getter, very aggressive, ambitious, doesn't take no for an answer, hates failures. She doesn't take it well. She's an average mother, not a very good mother. She doesn't know how to balance work and home. So she's struggling. But the only thing she dreams of is reaching to Mars. So
Yes.
that's Maushmi for you.
All right. Recently, Akshay Kumar's Mission Mangal released. We see him playing the main scientist who's driving the entire team and all of that. In this series, we have Ashish Vidyarthi playing the same role. How much is it different from the film? How much is it different from the characters that were shown in the film? And how much is how much, if the audiences see it, how much difference will they call it?
See, I'm sorry, but I haven't seen the movie.
Okay.
So I really can't comment how different it is. I have seen my show. It is brilliant, very well written, and people should not miss out on this story because it is a very powerful story about 4 women. I'm not saying it's women-centric, but yeah, it is sort of women-centric. And Ashish Vidyarthi is playing the ISA chief, and he's brilliant. So people should watch this show because I think it's going to be a little different from the movie that people have seen.
What about you? What do you feel?
See, I'll say this. I mean, for instance, when 2 people have an experience together, would you say that they're having the exact same experience?
Not at all.
Exactly, it's just that. So, I mean, it's very different. It's the same experience that these people have lived.
You're talking about perspectives, right?
Yes, yes. So, Mission, I've seen the film and I've had a great lot of fun seeing it. So, but I still wouldn't say it's the same. We're talking about the same incident. But
in a different manner.
It's a different approach. It's from other perspectives, and there's so many perspectives that you can explore. Because think about it, there's so many people that worked on this project, right? So even if you saw it from just some one random person's perspective, it could be entirely different. So
like Bhagat Singh was made, so many of Bhagat Singhs were made.
Yeah.
So likewise.
How difficult or how easy is it for you to get into a particular scene? The director calls out for an action, this thing. I mean, when the director calls out for action, you get into your skin of the character and then you deliver the performance. And then how much time does it take for you as an actor, not just you as Mona, to come out of it and then snap back into the scene right after, the cut is declared or said or
It
whatever?
is never easy. It is never easy. Like the day you have a very emotional scene, it is very easy to switch on and switch off. It is not very easy to switch on and switch off. It obviously takes a toll on you. But now I'm learning the art to switch off when you're done with the emotional scene. It is tough, but it is achievable. Like earlier when I used to do TV shows and I had to cry all day. There is some mega emotional scene going on. I didn't know how to switch off. Even on my way back home, I used to listen to sad songs and cry in the car. But that takes a toll on you. So as an actor, one needs to learn to switch off, and I'm practicing that pretty often.
You tell me, Pauline.
I'll tell you from the perspective of this character, Megan. She's, like I said, she's a geek, she's a dork. And I have to honestly give entire credit for it to Vinay, our director. Because he knew very, very well what Megan needs to be like. And we didn't have that much time to begin with when we started, so we had like, one or two readings?
Yeah.
And he really helped me figure through the process who she was, because it's not, like I said, she's low EQ, and as a human being I have high emotions. I guess that's why I'm an actor. So to cut that down and to just be kind of deadpan about everything and scientific about everything,
Yeah, cold.
Cold, and not understand and look at you with like so that took sort of figuring out, and I have to give it to our very, very special director, Vinay Vekul, who he really helped me through that, like understand who she is, gave me examples, and so yeah.
What was it working like with Ekta Kapoor?
So interestingly, the first time I met Ekta was during the trailer launch, and I'd actually
before that
never,
you haven't-
I had never met her, and I was hoping that before we get on stage, I'd at least get to say hi. Even that didn't happen. So we all got on stage, and I actually said, hello. But having said that, that was just a physical meeting. Everybody knows Ekta, and everybody knows the fierceness that she is. It takes a woman of a certain caliber to tell stories about women who've achieved things of this magnitude.
Yes.
So, and she's done it, and she does it day after day, project after project. So I have high, immense regard for her.
You tell me, how was it working with Ekta once again?
It's always been a brilliant experience, because she's a very, very intelligent woman.
She is, yeah.
She is a person who can make a show like Nagin to Apharan to M.O.M. So, and Test Case and Home. So there's so many different shows. There's so many stories going on in her head. She's so intelligent and sharp that she remembers every character, every story, every hook of the story. So you cannot question her intelligence. So that's Ekta for you. And it's always brilliant working for Alt, because I'm sure these are the stories she's always wanted to tell, and Alt is that platform where you get the opportunity to do it, because it's not going to happen on TV.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so there you go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I come to the end of this lovely conversation with these two beautiful ladies. My name is Sandeep with Hindustan Times Online, Desi Martini. Thank you so much.